So my phone died. So I'm gonna take a moment to actually show you guys Donna Eaton's, my kind of version of Donna Eaton's basic weave, Celtic weave. And you can Google her weave, it's everywhere. But this is, I used to go to raves and do a bunch of stuff. So Celtic weaves is just, I do a really basic, I just weave it out. And then we go back. And I bring it up my back and kind of do that. So I'll do it again. All right. So that's really, really easy. And then to kind of secure this within myself, I do my governing meridian. I tend to just do this a couple times and just run it through. It runs from the bottom of your pelvic bone to the top of your mouth. So I just kind of run through it, lock it. And then the back governing meridian runs from the base of your spine up the back of your back. So I just pick it up here, bring it over my head, and lock it in front of my mouth. So. And again, this is just kind of a roundabout. So I'll sit here and do this until I feel comfortable. And it becomes pretty general and like, I don't know, I feel a lot better. And you can even just do another basic weaves. And it's really easy once you get it down. So, that's how I've been kind of taking care of just like the energetic part of being a human, mostly. Like everyone can take care of their energy systems, and it's not just empaths that should. A lot of people have, you know, like really short and small energetic fields, and these are the people that are really nervous. They keep all of their energy really close to them, and thus it just gets really crowded, and it's like too tight. Like you can't get anything in, and this is the people that just like have. So doing that weave will expand your breadth of energy that you have to use, to think, to feel. And I think my problem is I naturally have a really big energetic field, and so obviously like my bubble has lots of like holes and stuff in it, and that's what I've kind of realized as an empath is just like I have a really big energetic field, and thus it's rather holy. And so like imagine like, you know, a healthy energetic field should be like glass. You know, a thin layer that no one can, like, maybe people can look in at you and look in at your energy and see you, but they shouldn't be able to like touch you until they come into your energy field and you allow them to touch you. Then you're sharing your energy. Empaths tend to not be so controlling over their energy field and allow kind of anyone or anything in, and it doesn't have to just be with touch. It can just be with mind, you know. As soon as they start thinking about someone, or as soon as they start this, that, the other, like as soon as someone starts thinking about me these days, I'm just like, oh, I can hear that, you know, like I can feel that. And so I'm trying to be more in tune with, you know, getting a hold of those people that I can sense. But on the other hand, like if I'm so easily able to sense them, this kind of also gives me a warning signal that, wow, I'm not actually, you know, maybe I should do a weave real quick. So anyways, back to these books, since my camera so rudely interrupted me. I just want to continue talking about that. So, oh, by the way, those union cards were this, so by Stacy DeMorocco, and I really love them. It just makes a lot of sense. Like I've always been interested in the moon, but it's hard to like keep track of on my apps and stuff. And like they're actually oracle cards, and I just use them as flip cards. Sometimes I use readings for them, but I've got astrology cards for that. So anyways, the first thing I wanted to show you is this roadmap to your inner life. We all have an inner life in our head that no one else can see, no one else can get to know. Like we can try and explain our dreams, we can try and explain what's going on in our thought process to our partners, to our friends. You know, sometimes it's relevant, sometimes it's not. You know, your own world, your own voices, your own spirit guides, your own spirituality. Like, we're all on somewhat of an independent journey within ourselves. And so why I love this book so much is it gives you kind of a guide, a roadmap of the inner life. So I'm going to show you this page. And I just, you know, she explains all of this in the book, but this makes a lot of sense to me. You know, there's a barrier in here, right about here, to all these other inner spiritual lives. You know, if you're not a spiritual person, that's totally fine. But for those of us that are, in any way, new age, old age, it doesn't matter. If you are a spiritual person and you are, you know, wanting to live to your fullest capacity of life and existence, then you can't deny, even if you're not a spiritual person, that spiritual people have spiritual things and parts about their life. So for me, you know, spirit being a Christ self, a I am self, a God self, a cosmic self, and then absolute pure consciousness. I mean, to me, as I explained in the last video, like, I'm kind of one of those, like, weird God's everywhere, God is everything types. Like, yeah, no, I think this whole place. So, you know, I don't think that there's like a God realm that we can reach. I think we're in and we are the God realm, if that makes sense, at any one time. I think anything that he's ever created is his realm. So I kind of like that she didn't like specify out like a God realm. There is like a God self, like a spiritual God self. And that's like where I think, you know, where you kind of get your inner power and your inner stationary, your own, kind of where maybe the higher self, like a lot of people call that the higher self now. And that would be the equivalent of this God self description she describes. And then cosmic self. Don't even get me started. I don't talk about this stuff on my blog. But, so there is also, she goes on to explain, I will take a minute to explain, right before the barrier is the etheric soul self. So I don't know that this is so separate, honestly, from consciousness. Maybe this was when this book was written. But I feel like a lot of people, I mean, everyone has an etheric body. I just don't know that people are conscious of the fact that everyone has an etheric body. This is 1996. Okay, so the etheric self or soul self is the true expression of yourself as an individual. Its purpose is to fulfill your heart's desires and soul purpose for this incarnation. Your unique individual expression and intuition. It wears the mental body, the astral body, the physical body, and has distorted masks covering its true glory. So this is in reference to the etheric type self that is connected to our aura and etheric body, which is a non-physical, non-made of material, non-matter part of ourselves. We can't see it. We can't necessarily feel it unless you're trained. Like, okay, there's people, but they're not. They're waking up. That etheric body is also, we also have energy and etheric, you know, unseen forces within ourselves. And that's kind of what starts radiating and coming out when you start doing some of your inner work. Ignore my call from my husband. So Inner Work is a very non-spiritual book. This is more of like a psychology book based off of Jung's archetypes and his red book and stuff. So this is, and specifically, he wrote another book called He, She, We, Ecstasy, and Femininity, and then another book called Femininity Lost and Regained. I'm interested in both of these, but this is the one that I've had for a long time. So Inner Work, Using Dreams and Active Imagination for Personal Growth. So the active imagination part was really key for me to understand throughout my shadow work when I was doing that root chakra area and things were getting rather dark. Like I had not been a very like visually of mind person. So I just, I just wasn't very visual of mind. So when I started to be, and started to like remember memories and just have a really active, overly active imagination again, I kind of remembered as a child, like, oh yeah, like I was really visual when I was a kid, and I just kind of forgot about that part of myself. And then when it came back, all of a sudden it was like, it was really overwhelming, especially with kind of my Christian background and stuff. Like, the angels and the demons had some battles, let's just say that, and I got through those battles. But you know, now that I've read this and have kind of a system and an understanding of like the unconsciousness within myself and the layers of that unconsciousness from these two combined, with the mental, physical, and the spiritual mental, was really, really key. And these both are so key because of their step-by-step. It gives you a process. It gives you the lines. She gives you the script. This book literally helped me cast out some really negative, some would call it evil spirits, some would call it just dark matter, some would call it would call it, you know, mind blocks, whatever. I've gotten rid of some really dark stuff from this. I think I picked up some really negative energy from someone. It took me a while to hone in and accept that that was what I was getting and there to help with. But thank God for this. Part of being a shadow worker, I guess. Okay, so that's kind of it. I really wanted to get these two out here and encourage, you know, anyone to do kind of, you know, get a little daily place to come back to that you enjoy and that will spark you up. You know, I don't just come over here in the morning and flip my cards. Like, if I'm in a bad mood or my husband's driving me nuts, so I come over here and I grab my stuff. And actually underneath the cards I have more of my like inspirational books. So a lot of the time, this guide, I've shown you guys this before, but this book, I mean, you can see how beat up and like tattered it is. It's just, I've had this thing for so long, and it is my pick-me-up. Like, if I need to, I will grab this thing at any time and just kind of just get out of the world, whether it's out of my imaginary active imagination, whether it's my real world, like whatever, to just kind of like reground into myself and my own power, I guess you could say. Like, the first one that I read, can you wait until the mind settles and the water is clear? A lot of times, like, you sit down and read that, it'd be really frustrating and be like, no! Feel that you have enough, and your sense of hunger will diminish. Acknowledge your feelings so they can pass. Give spontaneously. So anyways, there's just, some of them are long, some of them are short. So those are my kind of ways of just keeping centered, keeping grounded. Something that I should have been doing a long time ago, this whole time. You know, and I'm just now learning the importance of, especially with the work that I'm doing within myself and within my life, within my family and my space. Had to smudge my room like at least once a week for the last several months because, you know, I am doing so much work, which goes to prove, you know, how much I need to stay within my own space and be aware of what's going on in here and out there. So I hope that helps some of you. If you guys have any more specific questions about any of this stuff, drop me a comment down below, and I will do another video or send you a resource to help you with that question. Yeah. I know that these videos, like my channel, is just only going to be for some and not others. So if this isn't your thing, totally fine. You can subscribe if you're interested in to hear what I have to say, or not, and just move on. That's totally fine too. I know there's a lot of other empaths out there. A lot of us are going through crazy energy strikes right now in the world, and I'm just trying to be there to help motivate, inspire, educate, and keep moving forward. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all your support. I'm going to be a lot more active in the Blog Buddy program to get that up and running. So don't expect a lot of stuff on my blog just until I get this Blog Buddy program stuff. I'll try and do videos because they're really easy and I love doing them. Actually, I'm really glad that I have the blog to do this with, to be honest, because yeah, I'm just going through a lot and it feels really good to be able to have at least somewhere to share. And I know that in the long run, I don't know, I just feel like I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right thing, and I always have been. So I hope you guys are starting to feel the same, of just, you know, working through your stuff so that you can move forward and do what you really, really are meant to do in this life. So I hope that weave helps. Remember, if you guys need it, you know, to rewatch that first part, go for it. Super easy. And if you want to read more about the etheric field, guys, as always, this energy medicine book by Donna Eden is where it's at. A lot of her videos are up on YouTube, so if you want to just Google her version and her explanation too, Donna Eden, Celtic Weave. All right, thanks, guys. Have a really great day. I love you all. Thanks for watching. See you later.